Meredith Krupp had to overcome a mountain of adversity early on in life, but throughout those challenges, she found comfort in horses and a lifelong passion in the thoroughbred business. Recently, at the age of 32, she purchased the property that was formerly Timber Town Farm to start a new chapter in her career as the owner of a full-service boarding facility, Pine Branch Farm.
So both my parents had passed away by the time I was 18. And my dad loved horse racing, and he would take me to River Downs. We lived like 10 minutes from it. Being around the horses is what made me feel like I was still around my dad. So I went to my first sale January of my senior year of college. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. Like, it was so grassroots and entrepreneurial, and if you work hard, you can make it. I actually met Carrie Brogdon that day, and that's who really took me under her wing, and I graduated from UK on a Saturday and started working at Mockmore Hall on that following Monday. I'm very lucky I got to be around some true horsemen that were really hands-on. I think that's kind of what inspired me to go a bit more of the farm route, was to be able to be hands-on and be in the barn. It just seemed like the best of both worlds. I was previously married, and I went from owning a farm with him to I had to really fight for what I truly wanted. I owe so much to these horses because that got me up every day. During a very difficult time, even when my parents passed away, and then I was going through a personal difficult time, their horses are what get you up every morning. No matter what, they have to eat. Everyone's like, who is Lee Warren? Who's your business partner in this? And he actually is my stepmom's husband. He was the one that sent me this property, and I'm like, yeah, that's a dream come true. Kind of get real. They just had such a name, and they were known for being so meticulous and detail-oriented. We offered pretty quickly, and they accepted really quickly, and we went down to dinner right afterwards, and I said, I just don't know if I can totally do it on my own, and that scares me. I think I could, but I'm not totally sure. And he said, well, what if I do it with you? I've suffered a lot of loss in my life, but I also feel like I've had a lot of people step up to the plate and believe in me. I feel like when you buy a property like this, so many people have questions, and I've always been very private and about, what my parents left me, but at the same time, they were both very successful. But I never spent any of it from the time I was 18. I'm definitely very lucky to be 32 and owning a place like this. I had all the people I grew up with here this past weekend for the crawfish boil, and they kept saying, your dad would be so proud. And I think this is the first time since he's passed that I'm like, oh my God, he'd be so proud. And, I think a lot of me is emotional that he doesn't get to share it with me. He loved horses, and he worked outside and loved being outside, so I know he'd be enjoying this with me. But like I said, I'm very thankful that Lee and his girls and everybody can enjoy it with me. Our first breeding season went really well. I, thought we would foal 15 to 20 mares, and we ended up foaling 42. But what I really care about is raising a runner, and I've worked for some people that taught me how to raise a runner and how to let a horse be a horse. I still wake up every day and I can't believe that I did it. Starting over again is terrifying, but this is a dream come true.